responded to 2 house fires last night that displaced a total of 8 people. According to the release, the Athens Fire Department responded to a house fire at 240 East State Street at approximately 5:45 p.m. Upon arrival, crews found an active fire on the first floor and heavy smoke throughout the house. The firefighters say the fire started in the basement area and quickly spread to the first and second floor. The fire was brought under control within a couple of hours. 4 occupants were displaced as a result of the fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation. At 12:05 a.m., the Athens Fire Department responded to another house fire at 82.5 West Union Street. Upon arrival, crews found an active fire in the kitchen and attic areas. According to the release, flames were seen coming from the roof. The fire was quickly brought under control. 4 occupants were displaced as a result of the fire. The cause of the fire is under investigation. There were no injuries or deaths as a result of either fires. The West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection